Hello, I'm Tammy Green, and welcome to this week's edition of your Week in Forex with your favorite Forex broker, UFXBank. Martin Smith will join us today for a review of last week's market highlights. On Friday, payrolls were announced, as well as the election results out of the UK. Both announcements had an impact on the Forex market, although they were trumped by the crisis that is continuing in Greece. The euro has hit a new 14-month low. Unfortunately, things are looking bleak in the Eurozone. The markets have also seen the greenback and Japanese yen strengthen as panic grows following the increasing debt concerns over Greece. Now let's go to Martin Smith, financial analyst, for a closer look. Welcome, Martin.
Hello, Tim.
Investors seem to be seeking out safer places right now in the market. Is this primarily because of the Greek debt crisis, or does this reach a little further?
Well, although Greece started this snowball effect, it isn't the primary reason for concern in Europe. Investors are fearful that this debt crisis is gaining serious momentum. And emerging markets, many of which are in reasonable economic shape and relatively removed from Eurozone stress, are particularly hard hit with shares. So concerns are real and growing that the Eurozone debt crisis could continue to worsen. As a result, equity markets across the globe will remain under pressure.
But also there is a fear of this debt crisis spreading, am I right?
Well, the euro did in fact tumble to a 14-month low against the dollar on Thursday, reeling from escalating concerns that Greece's debt crisis may spread to other Eurozone states. I believe it will continue to drop as investors are awaiting comments from the European Central Bank on how it plans to help prevent contagion from Greece. As right now, it's very unclear.
Other than the obvious effects from the recent elections in the UK, what else is propelling the pound right now?
Well, interestingly enough, the pound is now considered to be a safe haven currency from the Eurozone, which is suffering from concerns over a contagion of sovereign problems.
So the pound has become somewhat of a safe haven?
Exactly. Investors are shunning the problems of Greece and other European nations. I mean, many are hoping and believing that Britain's next government will be capable of cutting the budget deficit. Also, the UK carries a long history of paying back debts. Therefore, there is more hope that the British can come to grips with this. The UK currency has risen 3.8% against the group of 10 currencies from this year's low on March 10th.
This past week, we saw the loonie hit its lowest low for the past 2 months. Can you explain to us why this happened?
Yes, it all comes back to Greece. Stocks and commodities plummeted while demonstrations in Greece turned deadly, which in turn axed demand for currencies related to growth. The loonie pared its decrease as equities reduced their losses on evidence of a recovery in US service jobs and industries.
Does this mean that the cat is in trouble?
No, I don't think so. I think Europe's crisis may actually spur global central banks to shift their reserve holdings to the loonie from the euro. We may also see a shift to the Australian dollar as well. If the euro continues to trade lower and lower, banks that have been aggressively diversifying away from the US dollar and euro will have a reason for concern. They are seeking the antithesis of the euro for safety. So both Australia and Canada have liquid markets, trusted central banks, and national balance sheets that are legit. So the appeal of the loonie and Aussie is why they will most likely rally.
Could you give us some technicals for the Australian dollar?
Yeah, the Australian dollar has started to exhibit signs of a top, although this is not 100% confirmed yet. A look at the monthly charts reveals a negative candle formation ahead of its major resistance from 2009, which was at 0.9404. Its current price action has even provided some evidence supporting this view. The pair has cut through its long-term rising trend line already this month. This move has many implications, with a big one being a risk of further weakness. So all in all, I think the pair is now struggling as it is currently faced with bearish pressure, having failed at the 0.9387 level and printed a negative candle in April.
Could you give us a brief synopsis of the elections in the UK?
Well, it's a difficult time for the UK. After the results of the elections were declared on Thursday and none of the parties scored a majority, it's pretty clear that the country will face problems regarding leadership. Both Conservatives and Labour Party are looking up to Liberal Democrats to form the government.
Thank you, Martin. We'll have to keep our eyes on Europe this week to see how this whole thing pans out. Until next week, I'm Tammy, and this is your Week in Forex. Don't forget to visit us at UFXBank.com for simple, safe, and secure trading.